so my name's Shannon, and I'm 22.
Don't look at that.
Okay, let's start over. I grew up in like the Dallas, Texas area, outside in the suburbs, in Carrollton, Louisville, kind of. Growing up in Carrollton was kind of boring. There's not a whole lot to do there. It's pretty suburban, and then my family life was kind of probably a little peculiar, that's what I would say. It was definitely not your average Carrollton family. Because my parents got divorced when I was in 5th grade, and then they both remarried by the time I got to high school. But my dad married someone who was 20 years younger than him, which was kind of controversial in the area, because people were like, what? From my stepmom, I had 2 step-siblings, and then from my stepdad, I had 2 step-siblings. And now, my freshman year of college, my mom and dad got re-divorced again. This is my 4th year in Norman that I've lived here. I think I rushed because all my friends were doing it, so that's the thing to do, I guess, right now. So I didn't know anyone coming to OU, so I thought it was just a good way to like meet a few people. But like I went into it thinking like, if this is like miserable and not my thing, like I'm just gonna like not do it. You don't have to pledge. So I was like, that was my idea. But then I loved Rush. Like I thought that was so fun. I'm like surrounded by really religious people, I think, since middle school. And then in high school, all my friends were really religious, and now in college, it's like definitely my most religious friends I've ever had. I think my parents more so raised us just to be good people. There was like an element of spirituality, but it wasn't like hardcore Christianity like a lot of my friends, I guess. Ooh, when did I first know I was gay? I think I didn't ever think about it until I really think it's the first time I saw South of Nowhere, and I was like, really like that show a lot. I was like, this show's great. Like, I know like one of my friends came over who's really religious, and I'm like, you gotta watch this show. It's called South of Nowhere. It's so great. Like, I love it. And I showed it to them, and I remember them thinking like, wait, are they like gay? Like, it's kind of weird. And I was like, yeah, but the guy's really hot. Look at that guy. And then I guess like from there, then I had this like weird kind of like secret relationship with this girl from my high school. Parents got involved. They put a baby monitor in her room. Her parents had such a terrible reaction to it. Her dad literally looked her in the eye and said like, you're disgusting. It just got like dragged out into this like pretty miserable situation. But that's the thing, is like when sexual attraction became a part of like dating people is when I was first like feeling like, oh my gosh, like what? Like when I had to make out with a guy for the first time, I was like, ugh, like that is miserable. Like, you guys like doing that? It literally wasn't until I saw that show, and then I had like an experience with like an actual experience with a girl, and then I was like, oh fuck. I think that first experience being such a bad experience, I really was like inclined to go to a more conservative school and joined a sorority and did everything I thought like was like super straight. I think the fact that my friends were like really strong Christians made it really like 100 times more intimidating to like tell them this is a bad idea. Looking around at my friends, every time I was like with them or anytime I was at Tridal, that's all I could think was like, why did I do this?
We got a better relationship than anyone else. Well, I mean, I felt so bad for you. Like, when you called me that time, you're like, I got everything going for me. I'm like smart, I'm pretty, I'm nice, and people like me. But I've got this thing about me, and I was like, you know what? You don't have it. Everybody has a thing, you know? It doesn't matter, you know? I was trying to, like, make you feel like that's nothing, you know? That's just, everybody has a thing, you know? That's just the thing. It's not, like, doesn't define anything about you, you know? You're perfect just the way you are. You know? You're the best.
Tumblr is a blogging social media site, I guess. I never really know how to describe it. It's kind of like a mix of like a Pinterest and like a Facebook and a blog and like I think it's kind of whatever you want it to be. You can really make a Tumblr, you can make it so personal and make it all about you and your life, and then it can be like something where your personality isn't even attached to it. You know what I mean? It could be like all cars. But for some people, like the gay community, we go on there and we're like, oh my God, these people exist. And it's like this way more deep connection. It's like, I have been looking for you my whole life, and like here is this community of people, and it's like you guys live all across the world. I would say Tumblr was like definitely like my outlet to talk about gay things, I guess. I looked at all these other people's lives and followed them and like was seeing what they were doing and that they were normal and like happy and stuff, and that was like pretty like weird to me, I guess, coming from where we grew up. I think I started to like get followers on Tumblr the first couple times I started like posting pictures of myself, because I hadn't ever. At first it was like, which is so funny to me because I had maybe 2 followers and I was like, no, I cannot associate myself with this blog because what if someone finds it? Which is so funny because no one would have ever found it. I had 2 followers. Like no one was ever gonna find my blog. But I was like so paranoid back then. I didn't want to like put anything with it. But then like I think what happened is like when I initially started like posting pictures of myself, I got more attention, and then it just sort of like grew organically from there. I think that like having people really interested in that side of my life when I had felt for so long that that was something I really needed to like keep under wraps was so exciting. Like I thought that was so cool. And like at first I just thought that was such a positive thing for my life. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna stay on Tumblr all the time. And so I really did. I felt like I was online more than I was engaging in my real life. And I like lost contact with like a lot of actual friends because I was like more interested in this community of people who just wanted to know about me, but like all my gay stuff that I didn't get to talk about. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Like I've never gotten to talk about this. Getting that initial like feedback like that and getting really into Tumblr and like all that stuff definitely did make me feel like I was like having this double life sort of thing going on. Online, I'm like me, this like gay Shannon, just normal, just me. But it almost became like an over the top gay too. It was like really gay, like only because people were perceiving me that way. It was like less feminine and stuff online. Like these people really thought, like if I ever like posted a picture of me going to a date party and I was wearing a dress, people who followed me online were like, oh my gosh, Shannon, like you don't have to do that for like your straight life. I was like, I mean, I'm wearing a dress because I feel confident in a dress, not because like I'm trying to fit in. Then it was like such an oxymoron in my life because then like in real life, people like when I was looking so straight, they're like, oh my God, Shannon, you look so great. Like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. And so I'm like balancing this double life that's also like 2 major extremes. Like it's like, we want you to be really gay. And it was like, we want you to be really straight. And I'm like, wait, but I'm like somewhere in the middle. All it took was like a couple positive reactions to me being myself, for me being like, oh my gosh, if these strangers like think I'm this cool being just like myself, like if my friends don't like me, like they're probably not good friends. I really didn't feel that weird with giving my phone number out because as far as I was concerned, I like feel like I relate to you. I don't have a lot of people I relate to in my life, so like sure, if you want to text me sometime. And then from there it was like if I was feeling like more connected to them, I maybe like a couple of them I feel like I pursued like more intimate relationships, and then some of them I was like, oh my gosh, you're like my best friend. And now obviously like I'm dating someone from Tumblr, and we've been dating for like a year and a half now, so I'm in one of those super original, unique, crazy cool long distance relationships with someone I met from Tumblr. I know you've never seen anyone do it before. We're the first. We're crazy kids. I know. Yeah. But all jokes aside, if it took a cliche for me to meet Cami, I'm super okay with that. I would definitely say if it was not for Tumblr, I would not be, I don't even think I'd be out at all. Like, I think, honest to God, like, I owe Tumblr, like, me being even a, like, smidge confident about being gay. And now I'm, like, really confident about being gay and I don't really care at all, but it's like, if I had not been on Tumblr, I don't think that would have ever happened. Being in a sorority, I think it made me stronger in my convictions on things I already, like, really felt, and then also, like, changed my mind on things too. You know, like, as I'm changing their mind about, like, being gay, like, they changed my mind on, like, seeing why those people felt the way they did. It made me weirdly more open-minded being surrounded by a lot of closed-minded people. I've had moments of sheer panic with my online presence where someone I know has tried to follow my Instagram, or I've heard that someone's seen my YouTube, or someone messages me on Tumblr who went to my high school. I've had so many of these moments of just being like, oh no, like, and freaking out. And I'm just over it now, and I'm proud of who I am, and I'm really proud to know that what I've done online has helped even just one person. Don't sell people short. Don't assume you know how someone's going to react based off of conversations you've had with them, or their religious views, or where they grew up. People will surprise you.